welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at a brand new game from GMT, and this is called The Hunted. So this is another solitaire U-boat game from Greg Smith. This is a sequel, a follow-up to The Hunters, and obviously the past tense of The Hunted and the late war part of this, 43 to 45, lets you know the difference in these games. So in The Hunters, you're just going out trying to sink as much allied shipping as you can. In The Hunted, you have the odds very much stacked against you. You do not have the reign of the seas. This is a solo game. It is a solo game only. Let's check out what we get inside. So we have the rules of play. These are, oh, that's nice. These are very GMT in their new style. So we've got, it's 40 pages of rules. But if you look, the type spacing and the font's pretty big. But like, I think the original Silent Victory and The Hunters had like 25 pages of rules. But a lot of that it's all spacing and some different modifiers and bits and pieces, and a lot of diagrams, so not that worried about that. We have 1.5 counter sheets, and it's really 1.25 counter sheets. So we have some historical U-boat captains, different torpedo types, some damage markers, a couple of enemy subs, or are those those might be friendly. Oh no, these are the subs that these are the ones you'll be one of these. That's a marker for your sheet. That's for your patrol, my bad. Mines, wound markers, and then some just different markers for where you're based out of and who you're based with. And the reverse side's a lot of inoperables, different torpedo types, things like that. These are the enemies. This is what you're going to be trying to sink. And there's a lot of, so you've got some tankers, some large freighters, some small freighters, and basically everything else on named allied ships. So I've got a sneaking suspicion we might be coming up against a lot of enemy resistance in this one. Okay, we have here, these are all the U-boats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these are all double-sided. So you got 14 different submarine types. Yes, they are all different. And basically with these, you'll have, these are your forward torpedo tubes. So that's where you're going to load all your torpedoes up, and you've got all your reloads over here. And you'll be assigned on a patrol. Hey, I'm based out of this place. We're going to go and patrol around the British Isles. So you move into the transit, British Isles, roll twice, British Isles, transit. What you'll do is each time you move, you're going to roll to try and find enemy ships. So you just use this little track. That's how many times you're going to roll on a given patrol. If you find things, you'll move onto the combat board and conduct combat. You know, you might have, if you have like a 3,000-ton ship, if you do 1 damage to it, it goes here. If you do 1 more damage to it, it goes here, and it tells you if it's 1,001 to 5,000 tons, it sinks. So you do 2 damage and it sinks. You get, you write down 3,000 tons on your little player log, and you're based on a whole campaign of how many ships did you sink. But that's the transit here. You've got hull damage, flooding. Obviously, if these get up here, bad things happen to you. This is your crew and staff. They might become wounded. Then you get negatives to different things that they do, either navigation or repairs, or even if you just get all your crew dead, that's very bad. Don't do that. All your systems, so engines and torpedo doors and batteries, if those get damaged, you're obviously going to have a bad time in certain different other situations. But that's effectively what you're getting here, okay? And so there's a whole bunch of these to play with. And the early war ones are not as good as the late war ones, right? As they get better and better, the later on you go, that's what you're gonna kind of end up with. Really, really nice play. So you do have this track for what range you're at, different situations. You might have a night surface attack, and you're going to control damage. But this combat table or like sequence is really, really good. I really like this, especially for a solo game. It just says this, 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 and this. This is the order in which it happens and what you do. So it can. And there comes a point where you don't even need to look at this. You make the rolls, you know what they are, and the things happen. And that's the one thing about this game. It is a little bit procedural. You roll a bunch of dice. The decision space isn't massive, but I don't mind that because, at least in Silent Victory, the story is really cool. It's very fun to do some of the things. These are just for looks, basically. This is something optional you can use. So instead of using these tracks, you can use this really nice kind of map instead. So, oh look, we're based out of here, we're going to go all the way out down here and go through the Indian Ocean and then back again. Well, that's just a bit nicer version of this track right here for the Indian Ocean. You know, these are superfluous. I really like that they included them. I actually do use these almost exclusively, but you don't have to. If you're cut for space, you just got it all right here. But having a nice option, I like that. These are all the tables and charts that you're going to roll on. So you're going to roll for your patrol assignment based on which base you're out of, any encounters with aircraft or and then flak attacks against them. When you go to each of those spaces in the Indian Ocean, you're going to roll on the Indian Ocean. You know, 2d6. What do you find? Do you find anything? You might roll blanks and just find nothing the whole time because you're terrible at navigating. Spoiler alert, that's me. When you do find something, what do you find? If it's a small freighter, which small freighter? Once you've sunk one of these, you don't roll it again, right? Which I really like. A large freighter, it's one of these. If it's a tanker or a capital ship, what do I find? If I sink the USS Nevada, good luck. It's 29,000 tons. That is a huge number. If you can sink that bad boy, that is a massive contribution to your overall campaign victory points. Which, you know, good luck. That's all I'm saying. Because she's not sailing alone. There's a lot of escorts. Good luck. But all of these charts and tables, you're just going to roll on them as it tells you to as you go through the sequence. But this is the log sheet, right? It's 43 to 45. Each patrol you go on, you're going to write, the different targets, if you sunk them, yes or no. And then at the end, you get this total tonnage. How much did you sink? And then you're going to compare it against either against like a historical one. If you're playing as Alfred Ike, you get these cool abilities, right? But you've got to compare against 67,000 tons by the end of the campaign. That's a pretty steep task. Whereas playing as August Mouse, he's only got 36,000 tons. That might be a bit more doable. But, there's kind of generic rules in the game of like, this is approximately how much you should sink in order to have it been successful, so to speak. But that's the game. You get all the dice you need to play with. It is a solo-only game, but it tells a great story. So this is The Hunted from GMT Games. I have played Silent Victory a lot. This is the same core game. It's just a different theme, different situation, different boats, different abilities. So we will play this. We will let you know how it goes. But I appreciate you tuning into this unboxing. And I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.